So today we'll be going over the Mesa Store Rewards loyalty program. Now, what are store rewards? Basically, any rewards program customers earn when they make purchases. It encourages customers to patronize one's business and patronize it often. Store rewards, when it comes to Adult Express, is part of the Mesa platform where customers can accumulate points when making purchases. Points can be generated based off of the amount spent or item based, so certain items can have a point value allotted for them. VIP programs can also be set up for more loyal customers. It is a free program that is set up in concurrence with gift cards. Free meaning there's no subscription required. However, if the customer is going to use physical gift cards, they may have to purchase them, and it is paid for by the merchant. And like gift, rewards can work across a chain of stores so long as the stores are under the same account and chain, and they also have to be set up as participating stores under these store groups there. And how are store rewards used? Rewards points can be issued to a new card or tracked to an existing card post-sale. Post-sale can even be days later, so long as the order number or QR code from the receipt can be provided. After rewards points have been accumulated, they can be redeemed to be used as payment or partial payment, depending on if the point value can cover the amount of the order. Also, with redemption offers, points can be converted to gift cards. And we'll go over all of that once we get into the actual setup. As I mentioned earlier, store rewards are set up in concurrence with gift. Like gift card, physical cards can be created for customers to use. They can also create electronic rewards by tracking the sale to a mobile number or by using the Mesa app. Bounce goes to their e-wallet. Or if they were given a physical card, they can even import that or transfer that into their e-wallet and use the same number. However, if the electronic rewards has already been set up and they were also given a physical card, they could transfer the physical balance to their electronic balance. They just cannot merge them together. So they can use one or the other. If that was the case, I would recommend just using once everything is transferred over to electronic, they use the e-wallet setup there. And in setting up store rewards programs, they can set up base rewards where the customer earns points on dollars spent or points per item. And they can also set up VIP programs. And this is actually a program that's assigned to a specific card. This has to be manually done. And like I said, I'll show you that once we get into the setup there. They can set up VIP programs and assign those to specific cards. Then in order to use these points that have been accumulated, redemption offers have to be set up. They can use the dollar value per point option. This needs to be set up in order for the customers to pay using their points. The points to gift allows the customers to convert accumulated points to gift cards based off of the point value and the amount that they want to transfer it to. Then if there are multiple stores, funding needs to be set up so that the different locations are compensated for orders redeemed at their store, since no money is received when orders are paid for using points. And after the rewards programs have been set up and the customer is active, reward activity can be viewed and edited from the cloud. They can lock the cards if the cards have been reported stolen or lost. They could add points if, let's say, the customer feels they did not receive the points that were advertised to them, or if their balance expired and the store felt generous and wanted to give them the points that they lost after the points expired, they can add points that way. So everything can be managed from the cloud. The business manager can manage the funding between stores. It can be done daily, it can be done weekly, it could be done monthly. They can also set up new rewards programs, typically during different times of the year to have different promotions. They can create new rewards. Maybe they want to have more points for certain items during a certain time of year. It all depends on how the store wants to promote and encourage customers to come in to earn more points. And on the customer side, they can view their store reward balance. They can view this from their e-wallet. And like I mentioned earlier, if these points are set to expire, They can check to see if any of their points will expire so that they can determine if they want to use those points before they do. They can redeem their rewards. They can convert their points into gift cards. They can do that from the Mesa app. And then once, if they're at the store, they can pay and track, and they can use either a physical gift card if they have, or they can use their electronic gift, which they use through the Mesa app when they're paying at the store. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go through a live demonstration here. I'll show you how everything is set up on the cloud and how everything works through the applications. Okay, so we're going to go and get logged into the cloud here. We'll go ahead and sign in. Okay, and once logged in to the Express console, we're going to look for the chains on the left-hand side here. And once we're in chains, we're going to go ahead and tap on Create New Chain. And, and we're going to go ahead and give our chain a name here. And we're going to go ahead and create now to create the chain. Now at this point, since a chain is created, they can now go to the adult.com/gift site and fill out the form. As you can see, step one was to create the chain, but I went ahead and was proactive and went ahead and created the chain, so we don't have to go back and forth. Created the chain. The next step is, you'll see here, is to complete the form Mesa Gift Program Setup, which is this form here. So this will require this information: name, business name, email, and the subscriber ID, and the message, if there's any message there, to add gift for the account. Gift and rewards go hand in hand. Once this form is submitted, you'll see that the next step is to go to the cloud account again, go to the store groups, and after that, it's all about setting up the different settings. Okay, so we're going to go back to the cloud, and now you can see that there is a button: Manage Chain Level Mesa Online and Reward. You can tap on that button or even go to Change. It'll take you to the same page here. And then you'll see that there is a Manage Chain Level Mesa Online and Reward button there in red. But before we actually go and manage the chain here, we are going to link more stores. This has to be added onto the chains prior to adding the stores as participating stores, if the store is going to be sharing gift and reward points with other locations. So we're going to go ahead and click on link more stores here, and whatever stores are on the same account will be available to choose from. I'll go ahead and choose both here, and you'll now see that all the stores are added onto this chain. And we're going to go and manage the chain next. And now we are in the Mesa chain console. So first we're going to go into store groups. I'm going to go into the participating stores first. From this point, I can also assign the stores that I added to the chain. I click on Add Stores into Group, toggle these to Yes, and add them in. So in this setup, they are now able to share gift and rewards among these stores. Under the overview here, I'm going to go ahead and change my default name. Okay, so the next field there, this only pertains to gift cards. Regardless of what this setting is here, this does pertain to gift. Rewards were initially only available to use with physical cards. That has expanded since initial iterations there. So rewards will be available for physical as well as electronic. Okay, so we're going to go into the physical card production next. And you'll see here, we do have some gift cards set up as well as store rewards. The setup for both gift and rewards are the same. We'll tap on physical gift cards here. You can enter a range of cards, how many cards you want to have the printer create there. And then the
More important part is the card type here. So we're going to select store reward. Let's go ahead and generate a number here. Let's say 10, and we'll generate a bin range here, and that has been created. So in during this time, this is where the store will, if they are going to have the physical cards printed by a third party, they would export this. You'll see that there's a store reward CSV file that has been generated here. Let's go ahead and open that up. And then what you'll see here is the card number and the QR data that is used to generate the QR codes tied to those. Okay, so like I said, once this is sent to the third party printers, they will take care of printing the cards. Once those cards have been printed out and sent back to the location, they are ready to use. However, they are still in a pending production status. At this point, the next option is to tap on the action button there and set the production status to active. We'll save that. And once those physical cards are active, they can be assigned to customers, and they can record activity, or that range of cards are ready to use. So the next thing we're going to go into is the ACH template setup here. So under the ACH setup, this is basically where the main account information is recorded. Um, the main account will take care of the activity, like when a gift card is purchased, there is value to that card. It holds the value, and then distributes it amongst the other stores that actually redeem that value, because a actual cash value is not being transferred when paying with gift or reward. It keeps track of what stores are due compensation when gift and reward are redeemed. So this is where the main setup is. So we're going to go ahead and go into the store reward center. Okay, so we're going to go into the store reward settings here. And as you can see, we are under the store reward programs tab. This is where the rewards are created. Now, there's one thing to keep in mind. Multiple rewards programs can be added in. The most recent rewards program will take precedence over the next reward program. You can set up a rewards program to be a default program, meaning if the rewards that were created after have certain criteria, and when the order is pushed through do not meet the criteria, it falls onto the default. But there's also another thing to note. There is a VIP program here. I'm going to go swipe up and show you that here. That rewards program should fall in after the default program, so that if it meets criteria of an order, it does not use those reward points. Because the VIP does require a base reward program to be created under this list here, and you're able to choose from it. But you don't want that set of rewards to take precedent over the default. So I'm going to go ahead and create my rewards, and I will be using VIP. So I will create that first. Okay, and I will call that VIP. And this will not be a default. And you'll notice that when I disable the default program, I do have an order type limit here. And you'll see that I can choose from different order types so that points can be accumulated if, in this case, an order was a dine-in or a bar order or takeout. So it does have stipulations in how the customer can accumulate points there. I will go ahead and not choose any of the order types there, so it will fall under all order types. And then you'll see under the reward point earning type, there are two options there. There is a per purchase amount point award, in which points are accumulated per dollar spent. There's also a per item point award. So this will be for specific items in which customers can earn different points on. So they will be defined, and I'll show you that in a minute. But I'm going to leave this one as per purchase amount point award. And this will be 5 points. And I'll go ahead and save this. I'm going to go back into this here. So I'm going to select edit here. Now, for programs that are not set to default, you can add a schedule. So this is another stipulation. So if this is set for a certain time frame, this will be active, and then once that time expires, it will move on to the next reward program, or if there is no other reward programs, will fall onto the default program there. And you can see if I tap on add schedule, it's as easy as I'm setting a start date and end date. But I'm not going to set a schedule here. I'm just going to go ahead and hit save to return back to the programs here. And then I will add our default program. Okay, and I will set this as a default program here, and also leave it as a per purchase amount point award. And I will set this to 2 points. And I'll hit save. Now you notice if I go back into the basic rewards here, there is no option to set a schedule because it is a default program. It is the fallback program. It should remain active and not be a scheduled program there. Okay. And now we'll add another store reward program here. And we'll call this special items. And I can restrict this for dine-in only. And we will set this to per item point award. And we'll save this. Now, once we go back into it, I will be able to add items that have a SKU. So the only items that will reflect under this reward program, they do have to have a barcode set up. So if I choose the add SKU, I will choose the store to pull from the menu there. And you'll see that there are SKUs here. So these are just SKUs that are defined on the menu item level. As long as that has information in that field, it will show up under this list here. Now I can tap on the SKU if I was going to have the same amount of points for all the items there, so it chooses all of them. But if I'm only going to enable certain items here, I can go ahead and define points. And we'll say that there's a promotion for these particular items, that if they purchase this item in store, that they get extra points for those. I'll go and hit add. Now, if you notice after I hit add, those items show up in the background there. I'll go and hit the dismiss on this window here, and you'll see that those items have been added in. Now, if we have a dine-in order and one of these items are selected, it will earn 10 points for that order. So you'll see we have three rewards programs here. And then we'll swipe up and we're going to define a VIP program. So we'll go ahead and create a new VIP program. And we'll give it a name. So I'm going to scroll down, put in a VIP name there, and assign the reward program. So I did create the VIP program 5 points specifically for this VIP reward. I'll go ahead and add that in. And you can add multiple reward programs. And in the same way, it does have its own hierarchy. But in this case, it's not by date, but by the order that the program is listed here. So if I had multiple programs, you'll see that there's the up and down arrow. I can move them up and down to prioritize the active VIP program. But we'll go ahead and leave this with one program at this time and save. And we have our VIP program added in. I will show you how to apply that to a card or two cards once we get into the store reward card settings. But first we will move into the redemption offers. Okay, so the redemption offers right now that we do not have anything available, but we do have to set some redemption offers in order for the customer to use these points. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new redemption offer here. You'll see the redemption type. I'm just going to show you that real quick. There's an auto point payment or a points to gift card. Now, the auto point payment allows the customer to pay using the points that they have accumulated. So I'll go ahead and name this here. Okay, and this is where you define the exchange rates. So I will go ahead and set 1 point. This is up to the business how they want to define what their exchange rate is. This point, 1 point will be 10 cents. I do have a redemption offer here now. So if I want to pay, every point is worth 10 cents there. Now there are a gift option here. And we'll call this convert to gift. 100 points to 25. Now they can define this as well. Obviously, they don't want to set it the exchange too high that they're losing money. So I'm going to say for every 100 points, I am going to set the face value to 25 here. All right. So then, and the conversion, you can do this from both the application and from the Mesa app. And we'll go over this later. But when they inquire the rewards balance, once it recognizes a card, there's an option to redeem there. We'll go ahead and show you that once we get into the application. But the last thing we want to go over under the settings here is the funding settings. Okay, so we have it set that 1 point equals 10 cents there. And once again, it's up to the business how they want to define the exchange rate there. But the funding settings are really only required if there are multiple stores in the chain there. Customers will be able to use these points and redeem from the different stores there. Basically, what this does, it sets up the exchange rate for how much is due to a store if they've redeemed using the points at a point where a certain store is owed money. This is where the exchange rate is set up. They can define if these points will expire, and it is optional; it's not required. They do not have to set an expiration date. The next option there is allow partial tracking for point redemption tickets. Basically, this allows the customer, even if they don't have the enough points to cover the entire ticket, it will pay partially, and then they'll have to pay the remainder of the balance with a different tender. And then the funding reconciliation frequency. This is basically how often they will reconcile what is due to each store there. So we'll go ahead and leave it to weekly here, and I'll hit save. And now the store rewards settings are all set up here. All right, so if we go back into the store rewards and go into the cards this time, I'm going to show you how to apply a VIP card. So the card that I primarily work with is the one ending in 0027 here. As you can see on the right-hand side, you'll be able to lock cards, configure the cards, or view the activity. So if the customer reported their card locked, they can pull up the card number and then lock it there. Or they can configure the card. This is where you go to apply the VIP program. So you have to go actually into the actual card, select the VIP program there. When this card is being used, it will apply the VIP there. So that's how you add the VIP there. And then the funding, you'll see gift cards here. I can go into my store rewards. Unfortunately, there's not too much activity, but I can go back in just to show you what the numbers may look like here. And there's only activity under one store. So I'm not able to show you how each store is due a certain amount. But the report will look similar to this. And you'll see that there's the export ACH file here. So they can export this report to view and then distribute the money. And then once all that has been done, there will be a button to mark this this redemption period as reconciled. Just to show you that button, I'm going to go into gift cards, pull up last month. There is a button just like this that says mark as reconciled. Okay. So that is the setup on the back end. And we will now move on to the application. So now from the Express app, what we're going to do first is we're just going to go into the Inquire gift reward balance and scan. I have a rewards card here ending in the 0027. I'll get that scanned. Okay, and you see I have 784 points on the card. Now I can use the redeem option. And I'll show you how to do a track reward on a sale that has been completed already without rewards points being tracked to that card. First, I want to show you the redemption offer here that we set up earlier. That was the 100 points. Gets converted to a $25 gift card. So if I wanted to choose that option, I can either scan a gift QR, enter a gift card number, or enter mobile number. So I can redeem my rewards points and convert it to a gift. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and log into the app, start an order. And just a note, before I moved into the application, I did take my card ending in 0027 and remove the VIP rewards. So it's just going to be a basic tracking for this order here. So just note that I will be getting the base 2 points when I track this order here. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and just choose an order here, and I'll just use the chicken tenders, and I will use the chicken tenders with the same modifier set just to show you how the points accumulate. I'll go ahead and pay this in cash. And you'll see there's an option to track reward. I'll go ahead and tap on that and then scan my reward card. Now you'll see at the top of the screen, it tracked 20 points. Okay. And I'll go ahead and push that same order through. And I will now pay for that in cash. And this time I will not track the reward at this time. Just hit the check to bypass. And we'll just go back in just to verify. That last order I pushed through is 002-287. We're going to go ahead and log out, and we're going to inquire gift reward balance. And we'll scan the card one more time. So now it pulls up the card with the balance, 804 points. This time we'll track reward. So here we can scan the QR code from the receipt if we had it. If not, we can enter the order number. And it tracked the 20 points there. Okay, so at this time, I'm going to go ahead and apply the VIP points in the background. So we'll go ahead and switch this over to the cloud. And now I'm going to go into the configuration on my card ending in 0027. And now I will apply the VIP program. Now we will go back to the Express app and then track the rewards on the same card. We'll go ahead and log in again and complete the exact same order. And settle this one out. And this time we'll track the reward again. And I did not mention this earlier, but as you can see on the top, you can scan the QR code, enter the reward card number, or enter the mobile number. So if this card is tied to a mobile number, it'll automatically apply it. So I will go ahead and scan now. And this time you'll see it accumulated 49 points. So it rounded up the 5 points from the VIP reward. So you saw how that applied there. Next, I will go ahead and use the dine-in option and choose from the group that should accumulate 10 points for a specific item there. And the barbecue chicken sandwich was one of the SKUs that we used to add 10 points. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the barbecue chicken sandwich here. We'll fade that out. And we'll track it to the card. And you see it tracked 67 points. So it used the VIP points because it's a VIP card and added 10 points as well. Okay, so we're going to go back into the cloud to show you the activities that were just pushed through. So we're going to go back to my card again, the 0027, and view activities. And as you can see here, you can see all the points that were tracked per each transaction here. These two orders here, the 002-286 and the 002-287. One was tracked at the end of the sale, and one was tracked after acquiring the card, but they still used the base points there and accumulated 20 points. The 002-288 used the VIP points, which were 5 points, and it rounded up to 49. And then the 002-289, it used the VIP points plus 10 points to get the 67 points. Next, we're going to move over to the Bistro's demo, as that store does have Mesa, so we can show you how rewards applies to Mesa Plus. Okay, so now I'm on the Mesa Online Store console for the Bistro demo store. I'm going to go ahead and go into the store and go into the operations. Okay. So in order to be able to pay with the Mesa reward points, the payment method accepted for Mesa reward points does have to be enabled. So I'll go ahead and set that to yes. And we'll save this. Next, I will go into my Mesa Plus app on my mobile device. Okay, so I'm on my mobile device now. So as you can see here, I do not have any gift cards or rewards points. This number here. If I tapped on reward points here, I would create a rewards card. So I'll tap on that now. And you'll see a rewards card was created and generated ending in 4103. So if a customer wanted to track their points at the end of the order, after they pay, they have the option to track the reward points. They can simply log into the Mesa app, pull up the store, and go to their rewards, then tap on the track button here. It will pull up a QR code, which they would be able to scan at the store there. Also, if I wanted to transfer my points from a physical card, I can go into the landing page by tapping stores. So I can tap on the camera scan on the upper left there. And I do have a card, an external card that is not tied to a mobile number. Because if the card is already tied to a mobile number, you cannot transfer points. So I'm going to go ahead and scan the QR code for the external card. And you'll see here, it will ask if I want to transfer the reward points. We'll go ahead and transfer that over. And transfer it from card ending in 7754 over to my 4103. So I can hit OK here. Go back to my favorites. Access the Bistro demo. You'll see I have 150 points there. I can tap on that, see the activity there. So they'll see an expiration there, so the customer will know that they want to redeem their points before the points expire. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and create an online order. And I will just pick something from the learning group here and choose some pork sliders. Okay, now that is added to my cart. I'll go to the cart and pay it out. Now, Bistro Demo does have a 1 point to $1 redemption value, so I should be able to go ahead and complete this order using my reward points. Okay. Now the order is completed. Now I went ahead and completed the order through the application, and now the order is paid. And that is how reward points are used to pay through Mesa Online. And with that, the demonstration is complete. We'll see you on the next.